are we being poisoned through the air? On the last show that Diamond was on, she was concerned about something being sprayed in the air. And I agreed with her, it was something being sprayed in the air. And now my sister's dead today. So are Americans being poisoned is the question that we need to be asking, not about are you vaxxed or are you not vaxxed? Why are people falling dead and why ain't nobody talking about it?
So of course, Diamond of Diamond and Silk tragically passed not long ago, and people have been wondering what will become of Silk. Well, there's obviously, a continuation of a career on the line. So, I don't begrudge anyone wanting to continue on even after one half of your show is done. But also there's an absolute ton of money to be made continuing to spread insane conspiracy theories, even going to the point of spreading insane, absurd conspiracy theories about the death of your friend. And I don't know Silk or Diamond. It is possible that Silk believes the absolute bananas nonsense that she's spreading. I think that she is far too intelligent for that. I will give her the credit of assuming that she knows that what she's saying is insane. She just has so little respect for her audience and for the legacy of her dead friend that she will lie about what killed her. She apparently died of some form of heart failure. We don't know exactly why. She was a relatively young woman. What we do know is that she didn't die from something being sprayed in the air. That's insane on its face, but let's also be clear about why it's more insane. So the idea is that they sprayed something into her house. Who's they? How did they spray this thing into her house? And I want to make clear too, if they did, why is Silk okay? They sit next to each other. Diamond made a reference to smelling something on the last broadcast she was on. She smelled something. I don't know what she smelled. Maybe there was a pet in the background that farted. I don't know. Maybe it was an early sign of the health problem she was having that she thought she smelled something. I don't know. What I know is it wasn't a biotoxin in the air, because you'll notice that Silk didn't smell it and Silk didn't die from it. And Silk understands this. Their audience clearly doesn't. They should be able to figure all of this out. It is so insane, so disrespectful, so maddening, Maz, to say this in the wake of the death of your friend. By the way, I've been referencing that she's Diamond. She's Lynette Hardaway. Insane that you would do this.
Is it her friend or her sister? I'm a little confused. They're just friends?
I'm going to be completely honest. I don't watch a lot of their content, so I'm not.
Yeah, by the way, it doesn't matter.
It's terrible either way.
Yeah, but I could see the court case when Silk is trying to prosecute the perpetrators of the death, and she goes, "Your Honor, in closing, she who smelt it dealt it," and she points at someone who farted in the house and killed her friend or sister.
Yeah,
it is insane. But wait a minute, John. Perhaps Silk is right. Perhaps Silk is talking about pollution and global warming. The air is killing us, and these
true
oil companies and these conglomerates and these corporations are poisoning our air and killing us. So Silk has come around without even knowing it and admitted to global warming, and she's going to be on tour with Greta Thunberg coming to your cities. Can you imagine that? You know what the problem with Silk and Diamond and all these people and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Donald Trump and Donald Jr. and many of these people, the problem with them is that they have platforms and they have very little information, and that's dangerous. You just get a link, you click it, you read it, and there's something in the air, or they have the conspiracy of people that got the vaccine are shedding particles onto other people. It's 5G. Whatever happened to 5G? Looks like 5G came and went. Remember early on, it was all about, this is all because they're trying to put up 5G towers, and that's what causing it. So limited intelligence with all this information is very dangerous, and we're seeing it in somebody like this lady Silk, who claims that her sister died from a fart.
What are you doing?
What?
You're eating M&Ms.
Yeah, so are you.
Well, I'm not an M&M. You don't eat your own kind, it's unnatural.
It is unnatural to eat your own kind, but don't worry, your days of accidentally eating human meat are about to come to an end, at the very least in Texas, thanks to the courageous actions of State Senator Bob Hall, who has a law that he's proposing. This proposed law says that food and medicine would have to be labeled if it contained or was manufactured with human fetal tissue, or if it was the product of research that used such tissue. So you can no longer just put human fetal remains into sausage and baked goods and hamburgers, and they don't do that. What are you talking about? What is wrong with you? This isn't a thing. I don't want you to be worried about accidentally eating human fetal remains. It's just a crazy thing that he's saying, because then it implies that it's a problem. If you say we need to do X to solve problem Y, then people will be like, oh, I guess Y is a problem? No, they are not putting human fetal remains into food. That's not a thing. Now he's lying about it, saying, unfortunately, many Texans are unknowingly consuming products that either contain human fetal parts or were developed using human fetal parts. While some may not be bothered by this, there are many Texans with religious or moral beliefs that would oppose consumption or use of these products. This is just, again, the normalization of QAnon. They want you to be worried that kids are being eaten and that you might be doing the eating. And he says some may not be bothered by this. I'm not bothered by it because it's not happening. But he would imply that I'm not bothered by it because I'm a cannibal. I'm not, and neither are you. What is going on, Jayar Jackson?
I'm trying to figure out where the warning came from. You know, sometimes you'll get, I don't know, you'll get some random product, and on the back, if you're looking at the ingredients and nutrition facts, it'll say may contain, because it was made in the same factory where peanuts, onions, gluten was created. Is that what? Because again, some of the terms here was like, it was made around that facility with fetal tissue. What food company is creating things around fetal tissue?
No one.
Specifics would be very, very helpful in this situation, because actually that's the whole point. You're just supposed to expand on that in your own brain yourself and be like, look at this weird thing that's happening only in my mind. Let me be weaponized against it. The idea.
Yeah. No, 100%. And again, I want to reassure you, the FDA says there are no conditions under which the FDA would consider human fetal tissue to be safe or legal for human or animal consumption. The food doesn't exist. If it did, it could meet the definition of cannibalism. Obviously, yes, it doesn't actually happen. You don't need to label that this food may contain peanuts, wheat, gluten, and baby parts. Also, I just noticed my favorite part of this is that his bill doesn't ban it. It just says you need to label it. He's not trying to stop them from putting baby parts in food. He just wants to know for sure that he's getting the baby parts he paid for. Like when you buy fruit juice, but it doesn't have fruit. I paid for blueberries and babies, and I demand both.